Welcome! Today we're going to look at something we think we know inside and out, the Earth. But we're going to see it through the lens of a fascinating ancient philosophical text. And get this, these handwritten notes don't just describe our world, they actually offer a super precise blueprint for the very nature of reality itself.
So here's how we're going to break it all down. First, we'll ask what Earth even is. Then we'll look at its two different states of being, one eternal, one temporary. After that, we'll explore the three ways it shows up in our world, dive into its 14 core qualities, and then we'll put all the pieces together to see this incredible ancient blueprint. All right, let's kick things off with a question that seems almost ridiculously simple. But in this system, the answer is the key that unlocks absolutely everything else.
No, really, think about it. If you had to define Earth using just one single essential characteristic, one thing that nothing else has, what would you pick? Well, these ancient notes have a very specific, and probably not what you'd expect, answer. This is so cool. What you're looking at is the original text, and right there at the top it gives this one powerful definition. According to this entire philosophy, the unique, defining quality of Prithvi, or of Earth, isn't that it's solid or heavy, but that it has a smell. So this is the absolute crucial point. In this way of thinking, if something has an aroma, a scent, any kind of smell at all, it has the element of earth in it, period. Smell is its unique fingerprint. That one idea is the foundation for everything else we're about to see. Okay, let's go to the next layer of this blueprint. This is where the philosophy splits reality into two totally distinct states. It's a really elegant way of separating what something is from what it becomes.
And this just maze it out so clearly. On one side, you have Nichya. This is the eternal, unseen, indestructible atom of Earth. Think of them as the ultimate, unchangeable building blocks. And on the other side, you've got Anichya, the temporary, manifested world that we can actually see and touch. This is everything made from those atoms, the creation.
So now, let's zoom in on that transient, anicca world, the world we actually live in. We're going to see how the Earth element shows up all around us, and even inside us. And true to form, this system is super methodical. It says that anything and everything we experience as Earth can be sorted neatly into one of just three categories.
Okay, here they are. First, the body, or sharir. This isn't just us, but any physical body. Animals, plants, the whole shebang. Second, you have the sense organ, or indriya, and specifically the one that tunes into Earth's unique quality, the nose. Makes sense, right? And third is the object, or vishay. This is all the stuff, the soil, the rocks, the minerals. It's a complete system. Ourselves, the tool we use to perceive Earth, and the world of stuff it's made of.
All right, so we've got the definition, we've got the structure. Now let's get into the nitty-gritty, the fundamental properties of Earth itself. You can almost think of this as the ancient physics of the element.
And again, this isn't vague at all. The manuscript is incredibly specific. It identifies exactly 14 distinct qualities, or gunas, that are just part of what makes Earth, Earth.
Now, a list of 14 things can sound like a lot, I know, but they're grouped in a way that just makes sense. First, you've got the sensory qualities, color, taste, the all-important smell, and touch. Then there are the physical attributes, stuff like dimension, heaviness, fluidity, and this really interesting one called sanskar, which is kind of like a material's memory or tendency, like how wet clay holds a shape. And finally, you have the relational qualities, which are all about how Earth relates to other things. Number, separateness, conjunction, disjunction, remoteness, and nearness. It's just a remarkably detailed way of looking at things.
So, let's pull the camera back now and look at the big picture. What does this all add up to? What is it that these notes are really trying to show us?
Here's the main takeaway. This isn't just a random list of facts or observations. It's a complete, self-contained, and totally logical framework. It starts with one simple idea. Earth is what has smell. And from that single point, it builds an entire system for understanding a fundamental piece of our reality. What these notes really show is that deep human need to make sense of the universe around us. And it leaves us with a pretty mind-bending question to chew on. How does this ancient system, built on direct experience and logic, stack up against our modern physics, with its quarks, elements, and quantum forces? It's a blueprint for reality, just from a very different time.